Hello everyone, welcome back to 100 Days of Coding with Derrick-Redeemer. This is day 19 of our coding journey. In day 18, we learned about radio buttons and checkboxes. We discovered that radio buttons allow users to select only one option, while checkboxes allow users to select one or more options. Today we are going to learn another way users can make selection in a form by using drop-down menus. Drop-down menus help keep forms neat, organized, and easy to use, especially when there are many options to choose from. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what a drop-down menu is, create drop-down menus using the select tag, add options using the option tag, set a default option, build form with drop-down menus, understand when to use drop-down menus instead of radio buttons. Before we start, imagine filling out an online registration form. One question asked, select your country. If there are over 190 countries, imagine displaying all of them as radio buttons. Your web page would become very long and difficult to use. Instead, websites use a drop-down menu where users click once and choose an option from a list. That is what we are going to learn today. What is a drop-down menu? A drop-down menu is a list of options that appears when the user clicks on it. Instead of displaying every option at once, the browser hides the list until the user opens it. Drop-down menu saves space and make forms look cleaner. And let's look at a real-life example here. So drop-down menus are commonly used for selecting that's country, region, occupation, course, department, month, year, age range. You have probably used them many times without realizing they are called drop-down menus. Now let's look at the select tag. So I'll be using the form.html, that file. So let's look at the select tag. All right, so this is the select tag here. So let me clear this one from here. All right, so this is the open tag for the select, then the closing tag for the select. All right, the select element creates the drop down box. However, it does not contain any choices until we add them. Now let's also look at the option tag. So I'll place it in the drop down here. So option, so the option tag, the option tag. This one. So this is the open tag for the option, and this is what the closing tag for the option as well. All right. The choices inside the drop-down menu are created using the option tag. So here I'm going to create what? Let's say Ghana. So Ghana. So Ghana. Then the next one, let's say Nigeria. So that's what? Option. So option Nigeria. Then the next one, let's say Kenya. All right. So the next one, let's say Kenya. When you open the page in your web browser, you will see a drop-down menu containing what? 3 countries. So let's open it. So here you can see below here, this one here. Hope you can see. So this is what? Ghana. I can click here to choose what? Okay, Nigeria. I can click here to choose what? Kenya as well. Now let me place this one. Now let's break it down. So the select, this particular one here. The select here. This one creates what? Or this particular one. And then this is the closing tag for the select. This one creates a drop-down menu. Then we have the option tag. This one here. The option tag. This one. And then this is the closing tag for the option tag. As each item inside the drop down. Every option must be placed inside in the select tag. Every option must be placed inside Okay, so selecting a default option. Sometimes we don't want the first real option to be selected immediately. Instead, we can guide users with a message. So here we have the option to the option. And then we said what? Select your country. So select your country. All right, so this one, when users opens the page, they will first see select your country. Then they can choose the country they want, so or where they are coming from. So particular this one here, hope you can see this one. So this one here, this one here, this one. You can see I have a select your country. If I click here, if I click on it, I have the 3 countries below, so we can see. All right, another example. So suppose you are creating a student registration form. Here we'll have the select. So here, let me show you something. So here, instead of what? So let's say select your department or select a department. That's the option. That's the first option. Then you have the computer science, information technology, business administration, accounting, and so on. This makes the form looks cleaner than listing every department separately. Here, all right. Let's look at drop-down versus radio buttons. There is a huge difference between them. You may be wondering, when should I use a drop-down instead of radio buttons? Use radio buttons when there are only a few options. That's radio buttons. Example. gender. So gender, that's male, female, prefer not to say. Use a drop-down menu when there are many options. Examples like countries, departments, courses, years, months, and so on. Drop-down saves space and improve the appearance of your web page or your form. Now, let's try to build a complete drop-down form. So here, I'll delete this one from here, or I'll cut. Then paste it in my form. So let me introduce the BR first, the line break first. The line break. Then I paste it there. Sorry, I paste. All right, so here let's create it. So for that's a label for is equal to country. So let me create a file. Let me create a file. So this is day 18. So day 18. Sorry, day 19. Day 19.html. Day 19.html. HTML. Then you're going to build what our form. So we'll have form action. So action is equal to what? You don't know yet. So here. All right. So here we are going to label we are going to include label here. So label. So the label. Then for. So here for is equal to country. So for is equal to what? Country. For is equal to country. Is equal to country. Then the label, that's what? Country. Semicolon. Hope you are following. Right. Then you close your tag, the label tag here, this one. So let me come back here. Then here I'm going to use what? ID is equal to what? Country. So select ID. ID is equal to, we did ID in the previous video. ID is equal to country. So country. ID is equal to country. ID is equal to country. Hope you are following. Then the ID is equal to country. Then in the select we are going to type what? Our options. So the options here. So the options, that's, so let's include what? Select your country. So option. So select what? Your country. Select your country. Then the next option, let's say the next option is let's say Ghana. So option Ghana. Then the next one, let's say the next one is Nigeria. So option Nigeria. And the next one, let's say Kenya. So option. I'm using African countries. So Kenya. And let's say the next one, let's say South Africa. So option. South Africa. Right. Now users can choose one country from the list. Users can choose one country from the list. Yes, you can choose you can write others as well. So the option here will be what? Will be others. Meaning their country is not in the list. Right. So let's open using what? A live server. I'm going to open using what? A live server. So if I click here, this particular one here, this one here, I will have something like this. So here, select your country: Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. All right. So imagine a teacher asking students to shout out their countries one by one. The classroom will become noisy. Instead, the teacher gives everyone a list and asks each student to pick one country quietly. That is exactly what a drop-down menu does. It organizes many choices into one neat list. And let's look at some common mistakes we make. Sometimes we forget the option. So we use what? We sometimes use the option without a select. We forget using what? The option without what? The select. Always remember that every option must be inside a select element. Every option must be inside a select element. Mistake 2, we sometimes forget to add options. Forgetting what to add options. An empty select tag creates an empty dropdown. Always remember to include option tags. Mistake 3, using radio buttons for every long list. If you have many options, use what? A drop-down menu instead. Now let me give you a mini challenge here. So here, you are going to create a registration form with a drop-down menu for country. Include the following options. You can add Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. Also add what? Select your country. You can add any country that you want as the first option. So the select country as for the first option, and test your results in your web browser, or your code in the web browser. Today we learned what a drop-down menu is, the select tag, the option tag, how to create drop-down menus, how to add options, when to use drop-down menus instead of radio buttons. Congratulations! Today you learned how to create drop-down menus in HTML using the select tag and then option tag. Drop-down menus make forms cleaner and more organized, especially when users have many options to choose from. In our next lesson, that's the 20, we will complete the HTML form module by learning about the text area element, basic form validation, and building a complete real-world registration form using everything we have learned so far. Thank you for choosing or for joining the 19 of 100 days of coding with Derrick-Redeemer. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep coding. See you in the 20. Happy coding.